Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Long Beach Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Week 3 of the high school football season is just moments from getting underway. Tonight, the Los Alamitos Griffins at home for the second week in a row as they host the University Wildcats. Hi again, everybody. Fritz Pollard, Kevin Robinson, Keith Jones. Great to have you along as Los Alamitos Television proudly presents high school sports. Let's get right to the action. Both of these teams 1-1 here in Week 2. And Kevin Robinson for Los Alamitos coming off a tough loss last week against Charter Oaks, 22-14. The defense was on the field a long time. The injury bug has bitten Los Alamitos, yet maybe University is a welcomed opponent.
Absolutely. University coming in is sometimes overmatched when you look at these two lineups. Los Al, what we've got to do, or what they've got to do going in, is establish that running game. Get past the injuries. There are a lot of injuries, too many to mention right now, but get past the injuries, establish the running game, put the quarterback in positions where he can be successful, stay out of third down and long. It's going to be really important tonight that Los Alamitos establishes the run coming out.
Well, and you were talking to coaches before the game, and Cody Marshall was under a lot of pressure last week, and there's a big-time injury on that offensive line, a key protector to Cody Marshall.
Well, as we talked about, you have to put the quarterback Marshall in a position to succeed, and though he is a senior, he hasn't gotten a lot of varsity reps. And so in order to put him in positions to succeed, you've got to have success on first down and second down, run the football, and not try to stretch the field too much and put him in third and long where he's going to have a lot of heat on him, especially with injuries on the line.
Well, hopefully a different outcome for Cody Marshall. He struggled there in the pocket last week. Let's take the other side of this thing. Last year, 56-0. Keith Jones, this University team has their hands full tonight.
Oh, they definitely have their hands full, but they know what to expect. And big matchups like this are only part of the method to their madness. They're looking to, test their program and bring it home to league play. So they said different than last year. There's more confidence. They were a young team last year. Last year, this was the third varsity game for most of the kids on the team. So you have a lot of kids returning. They have some confidence this year. They said they would definitely like a win, but it's not just about the win or lose tonight. It's about the experience with a bigger program. They do have their hands full, though, I agree. Now, they want Los Al to run, to be honest with you, because what they're really going to be trying to protect against is those long plays, those big passes. They think they found an opportunity to force them into a running game, and they really don't want to see that fast scoring. Well, last year, I think we had 3 scores in the first quarter. Yeah. So they don't want to see that again. They're going to try to concentrate on slowing the game down. And offensively, they're going to be looking for some pass success themselves. They think that they can take advantage of what they see as maybe some holes in the DBs. So they're going to be trying to pick on the cornerbacks all night long. That's what they're going to be looking to do. If they can do that, if they can keep them out of the air and keep themselves in the air, they believe they can stay in this game.
Well, both these teams 1-1 coming into this game. Someone's going to walk out of here 2-1. Los Alamitos University, they've got a lot of work to do to get to that position. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our seats upstairs. Don't go away. When we come back, exciting high school football. It's the Wildcats and the Griffins coming right up.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? Yeah. I'll show her. Let's go, Joe. Nice.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
Lazy bones, loping through the day. You always seem to find the easy way, moving like you roll the grave. Never heard a word I say.
All over America, entire families are backsliding. We're no longer just sedentary, we're stationary, and that's bad news for your bones. At any age, bones need weight-bearing activity to grow strong and stay strong. So go outside, take the steps, play with the dog. Just get up, get out, get moving.
Never keep your bones that way. Never heard a word I say.
A public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Receiver number 8.
Welcome back to the Vet, ladies and gentlemen. Fritz Pollard, Kevin Robinson, Keith Jones downstairs. Welcome to week 3 of high school football. The Los Alamitos Griffins hosting the University Wildcats. And we are just moments away from the coin toss. Let's throw it downstairs as the coin toss takes place.
Working together. When I say working together, we need your help, right? There's 5 of us officials out to help the game, facilitate it, and move it along. You guys as leaders of your teams need to help us with that. First of all, you need to act like leaders, right? When you're on the field or when you're off, help your teammates act the same way, okay? Okay, great. We got a coin. We got heads and tails. Heads and tails. You're going to flip it up, let it hit the ground, you're going to follow. What would you like? What did he say? He said heads. We've got tails. So you won, you want to defer, right? Okay. Look at it. You won. Good call. Which way do you want to kick? Okay, you want to kick this direction. Okay, let's go right move back over here. Defer to the second half. We'll have white receiving away from the clock. Guys,
So Los Alamitos will defer, and University will get the ball to start off week 3. And Los Alamitos still with their introductions. And it's great having everybody with us here on a very warm night driving into the stadium. 85 degrees at game time. Will be a bit cooler, yet it's about 95 degrees up in this booth, Kevin Robinson. You going to make it?
At least, I was saying somebody had to turn the air conditioner off because it is steaming up here.
Well, we are waiting for that cool air and winter season to kick in. Not happening at this point in time. So for Los Alamitos, they are 1-1, coming off of a tough loss last week against Charter Oaks, 22-14, the final there. And for University, they are coming off of a win against Panorama. 28-12 was the final score there. That evened their record out here in 2012 to 1-1. They lost in week number 1 to Locke, 36-18.
Well, when you put a team like this that last year, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, last year was completely overmatched. What you want to do from a Griffins point of view is you want to get out on them and get out on them early and not let them think that they have an opportunity to actually win the game. If from a University standpoint, is your thing is to slow that train down and not get bulldozed right from the first quarter like you did last year.
56-0 was the final score last year. And looking at the lineup with Coach Lowe, Lee Lowe is the head coach out of LA City section. He has, of 22 starting positions tonight, half of them are juniors. And we were talking before the game, Kevin, what does that mean where you have half your team that would be considered an underclassman? And, you know, they went 0-5 in league last year, 3-8 overall. Does that at some level have something to do with kids sticking around until their senior year?
Well, without question, one of the challenges that you have in any area of coaching is keeping kids in and always having an established senior class. What it could mean one of two things. If you've got half of your starters are juniors, what you're hoping is the other half being seniors and you have senior leadership, because if you don't have senior leadership, you're bound to have a bad year.
Epps and Johnson back for the Wildcats. On the far side is Epps. He'll stand on about his 7-yard line. Mathis puts the ball in the air. That bounces off of Johnson's leg. That could be tricky out across the 25-yard line. Looks like about the 26. University lucky to get that one back as that ricocheted off of Johnson's leg. Let's take a look at the University starting offense. At quarterback, heads, your running backs are Epps and Carter. Your wideouts are White, Brown, Mariquin. And on the line, Baker, Green, Gary, and Jakob Shalivi. Final offensive tackle there is Brian Lee. So from the first play, scrimmage, 26-yard line, 11:56 left. Here is Heads brings them to the line. Triple formation in the backfield. Jackson is your lead man in that running back threesome. Now they spread out, offset. Epps goes to the far side, number 4. Epps now in motion. Running play right up the middle, that going nowhere. With the carry there is Carter.
A host of red shirts in making the tackle on that one.
Let's look at the defense for Los Alamitos on the D-line. Redmond, King, and Brand. There's a lot of adjustments this week. On the linebacking core, outside linebacker Small, inside is Brantley and Seichi, and outside on the other side is Locker. Your corners Worthy and Otto, and your safeties Pastel and Quarter Lee. 2nd down and 10. And Epps is your lone setback. He has most of the yardage so far in week number 2. Epps going far side will pick up a couple before being taken down by Locker. That'll bring up 2nd down. Correction, 3rd down, and mark it at 8.
Good way to start off for the Griffins defensively is to control the line of scrimmage on those first 2 downs, which they definitely did. From the looks at it, if it's from the first 2 plays or any indication, it's going to be tough for University to run between the tackles on the Griffins.
Now they run a Los Al formation, trips on the near side. Johnson, the slot receiver, and Epps remains in the backfield. Heads under a big-time rush. Finally throws it late, almost throws it into the hands of Quarter Lee. And that one taking a long time to set up.
That was a good break on the ball by Quarter Lee. On the rollout or sprint out there, didn't have a lot of options because Los Al dropped back in the passing lanes just well.
Luke Pastel, stand-up receiver on the offensive side of the ball, will be back to receive this punt. He'll stand on his 42-yard line. And Doug Brown handled the punting duties for University. Snap back, kick is away. Not a bad punt. Pastel will be moved back. He will take that on the 38-yard line. We have a flag on the play, and nice coverage by the Wildcats.
I'd be surprised if they didn't call a penalty on kind of a half fair catch is what I saw.
Now the officials talking it over. Justin Thompson with the tackle. Nice punt there by the University Wildcats. Doug Johnson averaging 19 yards. His long was 42. He may have a new long. 44 yards we're hearing from our stat man. So here we go. That's against Los Alamitos procedure. So would that be the call, Kevin, is a maybe I'm fair catching, maybe I'm not?
That's what it looks like by the back judge. There's a long discussion about it. One thing that I never understand, and I give the officials all the credit in the world, but when you throw the flag, it should be easy to tell the white hat what you threw the flag for.
So Los Alamitos with their first offensive touch. 10 minutes, 12 seconds left here in the first quarter. Cody Marshall, your QB. And DeJohn Ruffin in the backfield. Gordon is your man in motion. Fake it, going right to the air. Cody Marshall completes the pass to Gordon out of bounds. Something we didn't see a lot of. Cody Marshall under a lot of pressure last week. Let's look at that offense. There you see him, number 7, the senior, Cody Marshall. Your running back, DeJohn Ruffin. Your wideouts, Gordon, Pastel, Zanino, and Davis. And on the line, Alanoff, Redmond. Your center is King, Ampudia on the right guard, and right tackle is Lopez. Back to the action. That is to Davis. Davis avoids a tackle, gets out to the 45-yard line before Miles Jackson comes up to make the stop. Let's take a look at the defense for University. On the line is Garner, Baker, and Herrera. Also Brian Lee. Your linebackers Jackson, Aguilar, and then a bunch of defensive backs. Amanafu, Miles, White, and Thompson, your safeties. Cody Marshall getting out into space. Nice pass to Gordon. We've got a flag on the play. Something we did not see last week, where Cody Marshall had the time to find the receivers, rolling out, creating some time. Flag on the play. Dan Seichi was in the backfield for Los Alamitos, that against the Griffins. And you'll see second down being noted as the Griffins will be moving back. 2 penalties already early in this game with 9:27 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that penalty in the backfield with protecting Marshall in the backfield was obvious from the referee. Now, based on what you saw last week, it looks like that the Griffins are trying to make sure that they take the pressure off of the quarterback by running play action, by getting him moving on those sprint out pass plays.
So that'll bring up now a second down. Trips on the far side. Ruffin with the call straight up the middle. Will be back near the original line of scrimmage as Eddie Aguilar comes up to make the stop. Let's go downstairs to Keith Jones.
As you watch it, one of their in the backfield on the first play. He was on the tackle on the second play. In the first 2 games, he's accumulated all tackles. He is one of the keys to University's defense.
Thank you, Keith. Third down and 13. Cody Marshall rolling out. Great pursuit by University. In on the tackle there is Miles Jackson, leading the team in tackles with 28 coming into tonight's contest. 1 interception, lightning fast, and tracks down Cody Marshall. So that brings up a punting down, and both teams bringing their defense tonight.
Yeah, with Marshall rolling out to his offside, rolling out to the left or on that sprint out, he's got to get it. He's got to clear that outside defender much, much faster.
Tevin Epps for University will stand on his 32-yard line. Johnson for Los Alamitos with the punt short, takes a Los Al bounce. That would have been near the midfield stripe if that ball didn't kick the way it did. So mark it down at the 32-yard line, and University will get their second possession of the night.
Yes, good thing for Los Al he was punting a football and not a basketball, because that would have hit it straight out of bounds.
7:57 left here in the first quarter, week number 3. Both teams 1-1, looking to get another mark in that win column. Heads brings the offense to the line. Epps again, your lone setback. Very much a Los Alamitos set offense. Epps, not much going up the middle.
Yeah, in that base defense, it's going to be difficult for University to run against that set defensively. If the Griffins come out 8-man front, they'll probably be able to manhandle University up front.
Gus Lopez with the stop there for the Griffins. Another name that was not in last week. Injuries. We're noting 7 key position injuries, including the quarterback, Nick Wendell, which happened in the spring game last year, really hurting the Griffins. In and out of the hands of Doug Brown. And wouldn't have been near the first down. However, very important yards that University needed to pick up.
Yes.
So that'll bring up a third down. Third down looks like a long 8.
The Griffins are dropping into pressure or dropping into pass coverage really well. The University quarterback doesn't have a lot of he doesn't have a lot of options when he's dropping back.
87 yards so far on the season for Dominic Heads. 1 TD, 1 interception. His longest pass, 37 yards. And Epps remains the lone setback. Lots of pressure, dumps it off. That is complete. Epps, the intended or the receiver on that one, will be shy of the first down as Dan Seichi, 5'9", 220-pounder senior, comes up to make the stop.
Seichi made a good stop. That's a first down saving play. Heads made a good heads up play, no pun intended, to get rid of that ball on that blitz by the Griffins.
Pastel will be back for the Griffins, and Doug Brown will come in. Now remember, it was the last punt that Pastel was called for a fair catch. Now he takes it on his 23-yard line, finding room on the far side, and nice return there across the 35-yard line. Mariquin with the stop. So 6:28 as Los Alamitos comes out in the first quarter for their second possession. A little bit more success with Cody Marshall rolling out, buying a little extra time. It's still University adjusted well and was able to get the stop.
You know, it's one of the things that all coaches talk about, though. You just don't want to shoot yourself in the foot with penalties. You got to be able to sustain a drive and establish something without the penalties.
Ball on the 37-yard line. The give is to Gordon. Gordon finding some room. He's got a crease. One man to beat and taken down. 45-yard line. Justin White comes up to make the stop. And that was the last man that Gordon had to face before he was headed to the end zone. Nice play on first down.
Yeah, that's a good play on the jet sweep coming this way to the near sidelines. Like I said, coming out earlier, remember in that first series, a lot of play action, a lot of sprint out, so that's a good play on first down.
Now in the backfield for Los Alamitos is Kevin Small, number 22. Cody Marshall has time, dumps it off to Gordon, and that'll be a nice pickup on first down. Kevin, I know you're a big guy for getting big first down plays. Manifu comes up to make the stop.
Yeah, but you know, if you're getting 5 yards on every first down, whether it be a quick hitter like that or running the ball, that puts you in a good position. And like I said, it keeps your quarterback out of 3rd and long.
2nd and 5 for the Griffins. Little different pace than we've seen so far this season. Cody Marshall fakes it. Zanino with the catch. Good blocking downfield. Jareel Mills with the stop. Mills with 7 tackles on the season, and good downfield blocking by Josh Davis for Los Alamitos, helping to get Pastel a few extra yards. So that'll bring up first down. Griffins rolling. Ruffin back in at running back. Cody Marshall to the air. Plenty of time. Nice pursuit there by the Wildcats. Brian Lee with the stop.
Well, you know, on the double play action, he went play action on the jet sweep, play action on the dive, looked for a man deep, didn't have anyone open deep, and didn't have an outlet. So it's, you know, the one thing for a quarterback without experience is he does have to learn when to just tuck it and run, which he did a good job of right there. But now you're in that 2nd and long. You've got to get something positive on this 2nd down play.
Ball on the 31-yard line. From the gun, Cody Marshall steps up, throws in and out of the hands. Pastel would have been a nice pickup. In fact, would have been enough for a first down. He had that ball in and out right around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Pastel had his head turned around, was thinking about getting to the goal line before he could secure the ball. That was a good play for Marshall to step up and make a good laser beam pass. That's a play, though, that has to be made by the receiver.
4:45 left here in the first quarter. Now that brings up a 3rd down and 9.
This is 2-down territory.
I was going to say that likely would be. Gordon. Flag on the play. Cody Marshall got nailed on that play. Justin White with the stop. That will be enough for a first down, yet the 3rd flag early here in week 3. Barnes is not going to like that.
Well, you know, that play, it looks like it was on the seal block on that bubble screen on number 17, Zanino, and they're going to call him. It looks like the flag was thrown because of an attempted block, which may have been a block in the back, but as he was going to block the defender turned on him, which is why they're waving it off.
Okay, good call. So Barnes will be less angry tomorrow in films.
He's a head coach. He'll still find something to be angry about. Sorry, Coach Barnes, but I know you will.
Yeah. Well, it'll be the tire pressure in the buses.
Yeah.
It'll be something.
It'll be something.
Enough to move the chains. 4:36. Clock now back underway. Cody Marshall looking like a different QB. He's got the time to throw now. Ruffin with the call. And good timing on the call. Has the defense off balance down near the 5-yard line. Manufu, the cornerback, with the stop.
No, I like that. I like how Cody Marshall rode that ball in, and he kind of froze the defender and was able to spring Ruffin on that, what is probably a called play, but is basically a read by the quarterback.
So Los Alamitos knocking on the door. Ball on the 5-yard line. And a first down. Ruffin that lone setback. And we've got whistles. So that's timeout. University sensing the need to get the right play called, and Los Alamitos on a roll, so if nothing else, take a little bit of that momentum away.
Yeah, now, you know, we talked about establishing the running game early, but what they've done on this drive is they've mixed it up, but they're not throwing the ball down the field. They're putting Marshall in a position to succeed, and they're eating up the clock, eating up the field with short and deliberate pass plays.
Check.
University points given up so far in 2 games, 48. So they're looking to keep it on the low side if possible. Let's go down to Keith Jones.
University's number 60, Jamil Baker, who is probably one of the best athletes on the team, playing both defense and offensive tackle, was sitting out for a couple of plays. He's back in now. He's one of the team leaders, and he's definitely one of the people they need to have in there if they're going to be successful at a goal line stance.
Yes, Jamil Baker, defensive tackle, and also lines up on the offensive side at left tackle. So 1st and 10 for the Griffins. I formation. Give it to Ruffin. Ruffin going to be tripped up right around the 2-yard line.
That's a play. Well, it can't be faulted on the offensive line. He had a big hole. That's one where you have to go through knees high, shoulders low, and you've got to get in the end zone on that play.
Marking at about the 1.5-yard line. And Ruffin will stay in at running back. Up under center. And why not? Cody Marshall, all 200 pounds of him, leans forward. Alex Redmond with the lead block there. 305, 6'5" senior going to Oregon. Good guy to follow.
That's the guy to get behind when you're on a second down and 1 or 2 at the goal line. Good drive by the Griffins.
So Mathis going to tee it up for the extra point. The old swinging gate. Cody Marshall is your holder. Mathis, the sophomore, 200-pounder. Snap back, ball down, and it is up, and it is good. Los Alamitos draws first blood, 7-0 with 3:44 left here in the first quarter.
Well, what I liked about that drive is the fact that they mixed it up, a short, quick passing game, and they saw something in the running game in that series that they stuck with. And it was, like I said, it was a good, strong, deliberate drive. If you've got the horses up front, you may as well establish it.
Well, let's look at those horses because there's been a bit of movement on the offensive line. Of course, injuries affecting that O-line. Dan Allen off at 250, Alex Redmond at 305, Garrett King at center 200, Michael Impudia at 230, and then Gus Lopez, who's getting the start tonight at 205, a junior. So you got 2 juniors on that right-hand side, senior at center and seniors on the left. So again, lots of injuries. Rowdy Bush, we heard, has a knee issue, and he's a big old load that was in last week. Rowdy Bush weighs in at 260. Of course, we have some inside scoop that says that could actually be closer to 280.
Yeah.
Epps on the far side. On the near side is Johnson for University. Johnson will take it on the 11-yard line. Moves back to the center and just clotheslined at the 24-yard line. Number 33, the captain, Dan Seishi, comes in to make the tackle.
Well, the young man for University is probably wishing that ball were kicked into the end zone.
So 3:39 left here in the first quarter. 7-0. 1st and 10 for University. Ball on the 24-yard line. And Epps is your lone setback. His head steps in. Epps right up the middle. Probably the most success he's had up the middle so far. He'll be just shy of the 30-yard line.
Well, good gain on first down. In the previous first downs, the Griffins were coming out in an 8-man front. This time they went on a traditional 43 defense, 3 backers, cover 2, and that's a good, if as a quarterback, if you see that, that's the time to run.
2nd down, 5. Epps right up the middle. Burley with the stop. Connor Burley for Los Alamitos.
You know, what surprises me coming out in the first few series with University, they've tried to run up the middle. They're trying to go up the gut as if to say that they can overpower the Griffins. And thus far, that hasn't worked. I'd like to see them do something, either some sort of misdirection or try to get outside.
3rd down and 2. Man in motion is Marroquin. Pass, a little bit off the mark. Brown in and out of the hands, and the passing game struggling. Worthy was the nearest cornerback for Los Alamitos.
Yeah, you know, they're definitely struggling, but when you're in this situation, you're 3rd and short, it's a good play call. Though the pass has to be pinpoint, if it hits you in the hands, you've got to make that play as a receiver.
So a 7-yard, 3-play drive. Luke Pastel back. He'll stand on his 38-yard line. And Doug Brown into punt again.
For University, if they want to slow Los Alamitos down, they cannot continue to go 3 and out. They can't go 3 and out in these short. They've had the ball for less than a minute.
Pastel comes up, makes the catch at the 37, dodges a tackle. And nice return given the situation. That'll be out to about the 43-yard line. And Eddie Aguilar with the stop for University.
At this point, it's beginning to look like Pastel's going to get a lot of work on special teams tonight.
I'll mark it now favorably up to the 44-yard line. And Los Al will get another shot at it.
Now, let's see if the Griffins come out and reestablish that run game, or if they go play action and try with a big hitter. One of those big hitters that the University coaches are so worried about in our pregame.
Kevin Small at running back. Stands next to Marshall. Marshall rolls out. Definitely buying the time that he needs. Going to keep it. Thought about getting an extra couple and just decided I'm going to get out of bounds before I get nailed. Justin Thompson looking to lay one on Cody Marshall. Smart move by the senior.
Well, you know, you kind of lay that at the feet of both the quarterback and the receiver. If the quarterback is going to sprint out, at some point he's got to attack the line of scrimmage and make those linebackers commit. And if they commit, the receiver has still got to stay in its pattern.
Pickup of 1 yard. That'll bring up a 2nd down, mark it at 9. Ruffin checks back in. Zanino is your man in motion. Dumps, oh, big hit there. That'll be enough for a 1st down. Ruffin with the call.
You know, Fritz, that was a big hit, but I think Ruffin gave out just as much as he took on that because his momentum was able to carry him forward for that 1st down.
Amanufu with the stop. Fresh set of downs, 150 left before the end of the first quarter. Marshall back to pass, lobs it over to Gordon, and missed a big-time hit there. Manufu thought he was going to tattoo Gordon. Gordon with a nice catch and nice concentration as Cody Marshall laid that one in.
Well, we saw University come out in an all-out blitz, so they were man-free. Slot receiver was able to beat his guy, and that's just a play where if you're the quarterback, you want to make sure that you don't lay your receiver out to dry. That could have been a big hit or an interception going back the other way, but it's a good play for the Griffins.
1st and 10. Gordon getting around the corner. Nice pursuit there by Mills, making the stop on Gordon as he was trying to turn that corner. Marketed a pickup of 1 yard.
Well, so far you've got sort of a moral victory. Granted, moral victories don't do anything in the win-loss column, but so far in the first half, though University hasn't moved the ball at all, they've been able to slow the Griffins down, keep away from the big play.
Ball on the 22-yard line. Cody Marshall back, has a man, and that is caught. Touchdown, Zanino. A.J. Zanino. Great pass, great play on the far side. Let's take another look at that. Kevin, what do you see?
Well, Marshall put it in a spot where only his receiver could get it. So with the receiver, with Zanino, with him running from the slot position and running a flag pattern, he makes the in and then the outside break, and that was put in the only spot that the receiver could get to it.
Justin White defending on that for University.
That's a great catch, but as a quarterback's coach, I'd like to say that was a really great pass.
Mathis, will it get there? And that is no good.
Wow.
Looked like a decent snap.
Yeah, and he just kind of stumped his foot on that one there.
So 13, the score remains. Nice drive by the Griffins.
Now, this is a critical time for University. They've got to come out and they've got to get something established. And they've got to do it on first down. Like I said, they're trying to stick to running up the gut, and it's not working for them. They've got to go either misdirection or some sort of play pass, and they've got to get a couple of first downs coming out.
With 35 seconds left in the first quarter, Cody Marshall, 7 of 8 for 91 yards, 1 TD pass, 1 rushing touchdown. That's not a bad game set of stats, let alone the first quarter.
Yeah, and this last touchdown, the touchdown pass that he threw was probably the only ball that he's really thrown up the field. And so they're giving him plays, and I'll keep stating, they're putting him in position to be successful, but the key is he's putting the ball right where it needs to be.
Epps and Johnson back for University. Epps on the far side. He'll stand right around his 10-yard line. Johnson up on the 15. Kick is away. Taken by Johnson. It's on the ground. Now it's loose. This will be interesting.
Well, I can say on the 3 kickoff returns for University, there has been a little bit of chaos.
Yes, challenges to say the least.
Yes.
And Los Alamitos gets it.
I just gave them a pat on the back for a moral victory and hanging in there, being down 7-0. And from a coach's standpoint, you say, okay, let's get through this quarter. Now the Griffins have an opportunity to put another 6 points on the board and put University in the same position that they were in last year. And what the Griffins have to do is once they get the foot on the throat, they've really got to finish the deal here.
Jeremy Terry for Los Alamitos recovering the fumble or the missed reception there. And as I say, Kevin, great point. All of those kicks and receptions have been a little bit shaky. I get the feeling they would love the ball to go to Epps. Los Alamitos appears to be picking on Johnson.
Right.
Ball on the 16. Cody Marshall dumps it off to Gordon. Gordon fighting for extra yards. Touchdown, Los Alamitos.
Great run by Gordon. Good second and third effort to get in the end zone.
The University player, Justin Thompson, had Gordon in his grasp but could not hang on.
Yeah. The pinpoint precision right now by Marshall is what's standing out to me. His receivers are making good plays. Same thing, just a quick hitter off the play action. Freeze the linebacker a little bit, get outside, make the play. First effort, tackle break there, tackle break. He really broke 3 or 4 tackles to get into the end zone, but what I'm impressed with is that Marshall is showing a lot of poise. He's stepping up in the pocket, and he's delivering the football when and where it needs to be delivered.
Mathis tacks on this point, no question about that one. Manufu was the other defensive back that was, let's say had a shot at Los Alamitos. Broke a couple of tackles. Griffin's quick strike. 21 seconds left, the quarter that won't end for University.
Yeah. Now what the Wildcats have to do, there's just got to be better communication. There appears to be miscommunication on each kick return.
Well, and then, Kevin, you can also swap out the guy that made the mistake. Now back is number 9 on the near side, Jones.
Yeah.
So a couple of different ways to approach that mistake.
Yeah. You asked earlier, what does it mean when half of your players are juniors? And what you can see, it means, for the most part, you just have a lack of experience. And you can tell in certain instances where the Wildcats are just lacking game time experience.
Well, unfortunately for University, Justin Johnson, who lost the handle on that, was a senior. And Damian Jones checking in as a junior. He's number 9 on the near side. Mathis will kick it to Jones. Takes it on about the 7-yard line. And a little bit better outcome. Ball across the 30-yard line and best return of the night.
Yeah, made a couple of quick moves and got upfield.
Quarterly with the stop. So with 15 seconds left here in the first quarter, Los Alamitos 20-0. And Dominic Heads trying to just put together a couple of first downs.
Yeah, they've got to get positive yards coming out here. But continuing to run up the middle is not going to work.
Give it to your man in motion. That is Johnson. Johnson around the far side and flag on the play.
Well, on that jet sweep, they're able to at least seal off on the outside, show a little speed, get to a nice 7-yard gain. Let's see what the flag is. Usually if it's at the point of contact, there's some sort of, and just guessing here, some sort of face mask.
Odo with the stop for Los Alamitos. That is against University.
So face mask on the offense.
Let's await the call. Yep. That is the call.
Yeah.
Face mask, offense, and with 8 seconds left, University will likely get one more playoff as they mark it on the 34-yard line. So Eds will go from the gun. Give the ball to Epps. He barely hung on to that ball. Bounces off of a tackle, and Los Alamitos just pursuing all over the place. Leading that was Brantley with the tackle. Let's take another look at that face mask.
Yeah, as he gets outside and goes for the stiff arm. Looks like it looks like it could have been called either way. It looks like either way, face mask on both is what they probably have. But, at the same time, this is going to be my pet peeve for the whole season, Fritz. Let's count how many times I do this. I still never understand, and I'll keep saying it, why you throw a flag and why it takes more than 5 seconds to explain what you threw the flag for.
Well, you should have been here last game. Lots of penalties. We'll get to that. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with exciting second quarter action. Stay with us.
Worthington Lissack Insurance Services has been serving your area for over 20 years. Our friendly staff will work with you to come up with a policy that works best for you. We work with Mercury, Safeco, Progressive, Fireman's Fund, and the Hartford. We offer coverage for auto and home insurance for homeowners, condos, and renters. We also offer commercial and business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, and more. Call Worthington Lissack Insurance Services at 562-795-5744.
Quarter number 2, Fritz Pollard, Kevin Robinson, Keith Jones downstairs. University staring at a 2nd down and 4. Ball on the 39-yard line. Heads, gives it to Epps. Going left side, not much there, and they'll be shy of the 1st down. This will be an interesting call. Trevor Brand with the stop. Going to mark it 1 yard shy of the 1st down marker.
Now, they had good success on the one time that they did run outside. You know, the University ball carriers seem to have a problem with balance tonight. They're kind of stumbling through. At least they're falling forward, but the way they're getting shut down, they're going to have to add in a little bit of misdirection to their offense.
Now we have whistles, timeout, University. And with 3rd down and 1, University sensing they don't want to kick it away again. This is an important down for them to keep this drive alive with the ball on the 41-yard line. Let's take a look at what the coaches are going to draw up for University. They are looking to get out of a hole. Have not had a 1st down yet in this game, our statistician is telling us. So this is a big 3rd down and 1 for University. No 1st downs with 11:18 left in the 1st half is not a good thing. Good special teams play by Los Alamitos recovers that muffed kick, and here we are 20-0. Trips on the far side. Head's going to keep it. I don't know. That, I'm going to bet, will not be Trevor Brand leading the wall of red there. I don't think he got it.
No, he didn't. It looks like he got just past the line of scrimmage. You know, I don't understand that call. You've got a long 1 or 2 yards on a 3rd down against a team that you have not been able to run the ball on at all, and you go with a quarterback sneak. And you call a timeout just to get that play in.
Well, Luke Pastel, as you said, will get a lot of work tonight. He stands just beyond the 25-yard line, marked at 26. Doug Brown for University. Decent kick, going to let it bounce. And again, a University. He may have jumped on that one a little too soon, as that was looked like it had a few more yards left in it. Covering on that play for University was Thompson. So nevertheless, good punt there by Doug Brown, and going to back the Griffins up to the 11-yard line.
You know, just because there are a lot of Griffins fans that may not be as familiar with the Southwest Division, coming from the Pac-5, there's going to be a lot of teams in this Pac-5, in the Southwest Division that are very physical football teams, and so I'd like to see the Griffins continue and establish the run and establish that physicality.
Well, there you go, Ruffin with the carry. May have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, let's talk a little bit about the injuries. Molina was the starting running back to open the season. He gets dinged in week number 1, did not play at all against Charter Oaks. And big loss for Los Alamitos. 2nd down. There's your run up the middle, out across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you know what? I like that off-tackle read by the quarterback because he's freezing that defensive end all the time because it looks like he's playing quarterback, and they're getting a good read on the inside and a good pop by the running back on that play.
Brian Lee with the stop for University. Fresh set of downs for the Griffins.
Now let's see if they can freeze him with a play-action pass on here. First down is a good play call.
Good call. Gordon has a little blocking downfield. And not a bad defensive play. We do have a flag on the near side. Justin White with the stop for University.
It looks like illegal block on the near side, roughing the passer in the backfield.
Waiting the call there.
And they've got to discuss it a little bit.
Hold against the Griffins, so that one will come back.
Yeah, offset with a personal foul with the roughing the passer in the backfield, so they're going to replay the down.
.9:26 left before the break.
We'll see whether it be replacement officials in the NFL, regular officials in the NFL, or CIF officials. They all like to use that yellow flag when necessary.
Gordon and blow it dead. Now, last week, Kevin, it was that's against University, a major debacle. We had more debates and discussions. I thought Ron was going to come out of the booth.
Yeah. You know, I just this isn't, you know, and like I said, it's not to be critical, but at the same time, it's not rocket science. Reach in the pocket, pull the flag, you tell the guy in the white hat why you pulled the flag, and you mark it off.
Second and 5. Marshall, nice pass. Evades the tackle, ball out at the 40-yard line. Zanino with the catch.
There again, I think Marshall, what does he have? One incompletion for the game thus far. He's putting together a nice half of football.
Well, and he's just not being pressured like he was last week. And one of the things we noted, he's also getting rid of the ball a little quicker this week.
Yeah.
Always helps. Good combination as they move the chains, mark it at the 40-yard line. Ruffin, Gordon, catch, open field, look out. And University closes, but not before Gordon gets out to the 45-yard line. Miles Jackson, the leading tackler on the University team, makes the stop, and Gordon sensing that one more dodged defender, and he's in the end zone.
You know, that number one, he kind of looks like a young guy that used to play here. He's 1 year away from having that quick burst to get upfield.
Flag on the play again. Procedure, Griffins. And I'm going to argue that with all of these new people filling in for the injured players, there's a lot of new folks out there getting this down. Just like week 1 and sometimes week 2, you'll see a lot of this stuff. And you know, you got 7 key guys out on both sides of the ball. 8:14 left before the break. Fake it to Ruffin. Out to Zanino. Zanino with some running room, cuts it back inside across the 30-yard line. Miles Jackson with the stop.
And on that bubble screen,
and a flag.
Once again, we've got either a hold or an illegal screen, illegal block. Now, if it's a hold, it's one thing, but these blocks, and they're calling it a hold, because I was going to say on these bubble screens, the receivers are getting their hands up and getting them on the defender, but they're grabbing them or they're guiding them because it keeps getting called on the same play. It's each time on one of these bubble screens.
Well, and there's Coach Barnes bending the ear of the officials, the side judge there on the side, right near him, and I've been down there before. Barnes will get in your head a little bit.
Yeah. And you know, on that, you can't fault the receiver for making that block because he's trying to stick with the block. And at the same time, the defender's trying to get off the block. Receiver's just got to keep his hands up and keep them inside as he's forcing him out of bounds on that play. But you can't fault him for being aggressive on that block.
1st and 12 for the Griffins. Gift to Ruffin. Ruffin finding a lane. Gets inside the 40-yard line. And Manufu with the stop for University. Nice pickup on 1st down.
What these backs for the Griffins have to learn is they have to learn to plant and go. It's okay to jitterbug a little bit or to try and juke on the inside, but when you make that decision, you've got to run north-south. And you've got to get upfield, and you've got to make that decision quickly. So once you plant and go, you've got to lower your shoulders and get upfield.
Now another meeting of the officials. No flag on the play, so maybe it's about ball placement.
It looked like personal foul, but the white hat just called. Oh, but I don't see the flag, but yeah, the white hat just signaled.
Oh, there it is.
Foul.
They were hiding it. And so University going to back it up a few.
15-yard penalty results in a 1st down for the Griffins.
So Cody Marshall having a much different night than in week number 2. 6'4", 200-pounder, starting to get a little bit more comfortable. I like the way the ball's coming out of his hands fast, getting it out to the receivers. We were not seeing that last night, or correction, last week. There we go, play action, boom, it's gone. Gordon with the reception, cuts it inside. He'll be down near the 15-yard line, mark it around the 17.
Now, you talked about Marshall releasing the ball quick. You know, in these plays, I didn't see the game from last week. These plays, you kind of have no choice but to get rid of it. So I would say that it's probably a combination, yes, from the young man learning from last week, but at the same time, the coach is putting him in position, and their play calling has probably changed up a little bit, giving him the opportunity to get rid of that ball.
Gordon with 100 yards even so far tonight. Ruffin, nice stop. Correction, nice run out to the 10-yard line with a nice stop by Aguilar. Yet not before Ruffin gets a 1st down. And that'll bring up a 1st and 10.
1st down for Griffins. 1st and goal from the 10.
Offensive line also giving Cody Marshall the time that he needs.
Yes, they're controlling the line of scrimmage well in these first 2 quarters, except for that play.
Up to make the stop, Miles Jackson. And that'll be a 5-yard loss on the play. Bring up 2nd down.
Loss of 5 yards, 2nd down and goal.
Clock continues to run, 6:10 here in the 2nd quarter. Cody Marshall will go from the gun. And University gonna call a timeout. Think about it, last time they did this, Los Alamitos scored on the very next play. Of course, down at the other end, ball on the 15-yard line. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Sunset League and see how it's faring so far this year. We've got a big game tomorrow night with the Edison Chargers taking on the Servite Friars. That's going to be the big game of the week. Fountain Valley, a bit of a surprise here.
Yeah.
2-1.
Well, you know, the Sunset League, well, first of all, started off with that Edison Servite game. That's going to be a telltale sign as to how tough that Edison team is going to be. Edison's ranked number 1 in the Southwest Division, and at this point, they're heavy favorites going into before league play and even going into the playoffs to win the division.
Edison, who went 5-0 last year in the Sunset League. We'll get back to those standings in a moment. Nice corner ball out of bounds. Cody Marshall got a bit of air under that. Josh Davis, the intended receiver. Now, when you look at Edison last year, they were 5-0 and won the Sunset League. Huntington Beach finished second with 4-1. Of course, they beat Los Alamitos And then Newport Harbor rounded out number 3 last year, and those two teams, Newport Harbor and Huntington Beach, struggling to start this year. Of course, it is pre-league, and you know the quality of talent you're playing can vary widely.
Yes, and Huntington Beach, as we have another delay in the game here, timeout by the Griffins. But Huntington Beach, one of their losses was to El Toro, who is very strong and has Connor Manning, who will probably make a strong case for County Player of the Year as a quarterback there, and will probably break a few, if not all, of the county passing records this year.
The way things finished last year, Edison was on top, followed by Huntington Beach, then Newport Harbor. Los Alamitos finished in league 2-3, 6-4 overall, then Fountain Valley, then Marina, who did not have a victory in league play. They went 0-5.
Right. Well, and until the Griffins can show, until they beat Edison, right now it's Edison and everybody else in the Sunset League, and until I see differently during the season, it's Edison and everyone else in the Southwest Division right now. Though Tustin is very strong and very physical, and a few of the other teams are very strong and very physical. Right now, it's Edison and Los Al at the top of Sunset League, with Edison really standing out right now.
Newport Harbor, the shocker, with an 0-2 start. And we got whistles on the play. Ampudia was moving. And we talk about the new jerseys in the game this week. Michael at right guard's one of them. Gus Lopez at right tackle.
You know, but on this drive, Fritz, when you have penalties like this, and it's penalties now on both sides of the football, you completely lose continuity in the game. And hopefully the quarterback, who's had such good timing, doesn't lose the timing that he's established.
That'll bring up a, well, we just cannot get this play off. Flag on a play. That was, is that 3 straight penalties in a row?
I've lost count. And so it looks like Coach Barnes wants to talk to his guys and get on them a little bit.
Well, let's take a look at another graphic. We may get all of our graphics out of the way. Let's look at CIF.
We talked about that Southwest Division, and as we go through there'll be some names through here that the Griffins will be familiar with. One of the longtime rivals, Esperanza, is playing against Yorba Linda tonight. And so a few of the teams will beat up on each other. Buena Park, starting at number 10, they are playing J. Sarah, so they've jumped up, playing a Trinity League team. Though it is a lower tier Trinity League team, it's still Trinity. And right now at halftime, they're up on J. Sarah, 7-0. They have the running back Boston there, who looks like a man-child at about 800 or 900 yards in just 3 games. That Southwest Division is going to be tough this year, Fritz.
Now, and there you see, like you say, at number 6, the old foe Esperanza. Huntington Beach at 1-2. They were a solid team last year. They gave Los Alamitos fits. And, you know, Tustin, good old wing T. I remember those guys for years. I didn't even know if they practiced a pass play, just hide the ball misdirection.
Well, Coach Miller there, he runs that double wing. They're big, they're strong, they're physical. The boys eat peanut butter sandwiches every morning and lift weights, and that's all they do, other than go to class, of course.
So finally, 3rd down and 25 gets underway, and Gordon was the intended receiver. That ball going to the outside. Gordon looked like he was looking for something, maybe deep end zone.
Yeah.
So not a pretty series of plays there. Like you said, a series that stalled, and Cody Marshall was rolling.
And it stalls with the penalties, and sometimes you get what you ask for. Coach Barnes has been over on that side judge, and that side judge has had that flag in hand the whole series.
Cody Marshall going for it on 4th down, and nice catch there by Josh Davis, and he will be down, or no catch. So our spotters saying no go. Josh Davis could not hang on before hitting the turf, and that'll be a turnover. Change of possession. And not a pretty way to end that drive for Los Alamitos.
No, not at all. Coach Barnes and his staff can't be happy with that drive. You know, it's third game of the year. These types of penalties are unacceptable no matter what level of football you're playing right now, whether it be Pop Warner or you're playing varsity football. To keep getting these types of penalties play after play is unacceptable.
5:42 here before the halftime break. Ball on the 25-yard line. Heads goes from the gun. And snap over the head. Epps falls on it. And it's nice to know. Let's see, Johnson. Johnson involved in the play. And that not going University's way after taking over on what was a rather interesting way to end it for Los Alamitos before they turn the ball over. University not capitalizing. They're backing themselves up as the ball's now marked on the 15. We've got to get back to the 25 just to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they want to avoid making a big mistake here.
Epps with the carry. Breaks out. He could be dangerous getting outside, and not so fast on the outside is Quarter Lee. Quarter Lee was the last man to beat there before that could have been a big pickup.
Yeah, he just ran 20 yards to gain 1. He gained 1 or 2 yards, so it was a good pursuit on the ball by the Griffins defense.
Now, just a thought, if you're part of the University faithful, there's the muffed kick that turned into a quick score, and that's 7. So you got 13 points, and you take that away, and this is a much different ball game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Los Al's drive stalling there. Epps with the dump off, and Los Alamitos pursuing, and another flag. Seichi was leading the red shirts there.
Yeah, you know, you're really fortunate to be only down 20-0, considering how poorly you've played. But at the same time, from the Griffin standpoint, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, hey, we should be up 35-0.
Yeah, definitely some missed opportunities, and missed opportunities last week. You know, Charter Oaks final score 22-14. Yet Los Alamitos was in that to the very end. Looks like that's going against University, and Los Al's choosing to decline. So Los Alamitos still with their injuries trying to get some cohesiveness, and Doug Brown going to be forced to kick deep. He'll stand on about his 4-yard line as Luke Pestel will get favorable field position. He's going to actually move up to the midfield stripe and inside, so he'll be in University territory to take this punt.
But he's got to field the ball, Fritz. He's got to field it.
And now let that go out of bounds, mark it at about the 44-yard line. So a quick 3 and out, snap over the head didn't help University, and Cody Marshall will get an opportunity to erase that penalty-ridden series.
Now, a quick observation from the crowd standpoint, what happens, like I said, we talked about the penalties, but the wind has seemed to be sucked out of not only the crowd, but the players. There doesn't seem to be a lot of fire in the players right now on the field.
You know, 4:25 left here, and I'll tell you what's sucking the wind out of this game is the laundry on the field colored yellow.
Well,
that's against Los Al.
As a former CIF basketball official, Fritz, it's very difficult for me to criticize officials because they have to call what they see on the field. So from a coaching standpoint, boy, you've got to be on your guys because this is sloppy. But from an official standpoint, they don't want to call this many penalties, but looks like they have to.
Marshall, quick throw. That is low, intended for Luke Pastel. And Kevin, you've been talking about not a lot of downfield throws.
No.
There was the one nice catch in the end zone that was a touchdown. Cody Marshall put it right on the numbers. A lot of screen plays, a lot of passes out to the flat. And that's the one that Cody Marshall, though, is going to have to make. And that was just off the mark.
Yeah.
7 to 10 yards down. That's a bread and butter play here at Los Al. Gordon is the man in motion. Back to that high percentage play. Be run out about the 40-yard line as Mills comes up to make the stop.
Yeah, well, after a few incompletions in a row, you go back to your bread and butter, what the opposition has not been able to stop, and they haven't been able to stop that quick screen.
Third down and 9.
So gets back to the original line of scrimmage plus a yard and mark it down at 3rd and 9. Ruffin with the call, and he'll be shy of the 35-yard line. Brian Lee with the stop. And you wonder, would they go for it here? University has not shown they can really move the ball.
Yeah,
Might as well.
Absolutely. Everything on the plus side of the 50-yard line for the rest of the game. You know, if you're 7 yards or less, you're going to go for it.
So the left side of the line, Los Alamitos, Jameel Baker comes across the line after a false start. And that appeared to be on the left side, which is your two seniors.
Yeah.
Allenoff and Redmond. I can't say which one of them moved, but it looked like it was on that side.
You know, Fritz, last year the Griffins had a problem with procedure and offsides penalties too. That's something they really do need to shore up.
Marshall down the field, and that is picked off.
That's a great break on the ball. Great break on the ball.
Jones. Not even close.
Yeah.
Cody Marshall.
Yeah, he's got to put that ball out there for the receiver. He didn't put him in a good spot. You know, that last drive, I'm really telling you, not only did the quarterback lost his mojo, because remember, he was maybe one completion incompletion before then, and now we've totally gone in the other direction as he tries to hit that post pattern, and he throws a ball end over end, and the receiver just made a good play, or excuse me, the defender made a good play on the ball.
So 3:26 left here in the second quarter, and University hanging around in this game. Heads. His longest pass of the night has a man open and actually plays defender there. Marroquin was the intended receiver, and that was just a little bit outside the reach. Corder Lee actually had that knocked away. I think Corder Lee was thinking, I got a pick here.
Yeah. But you know what? Like you said, the receiver made a good break. He made a good break on the ball to turn in defender on that play.
I got to tell you, you take away that turnover on that kickoff, 13-0. Again, another drive that stalls for Los Alamitos going for it on 4th down. University they're not going away. Now they need to get something put together here, a drive. They need to pick up some first downs. Yet Los Alamitos, you had said in the first quarter, their foot is on their throats. Can they put them out? And so far, the knockout punch has not happened.
Right.
Heads, handoff. Los Alamitos all over it. Johnson, the running back, is Matt Locker. Comes to make the stop.
Now, there's two ways to look at it from Griffin's coaching staff. You're very disappointed that you just can't push down on the accelerator and just, you know, you ought to be able to manhandle this team up and down the field. You really ought to. The other way to look at it is, okay, we're up 20-0. Our quarterback is playing relatively well. Without all of the penalties, we're in much, much better spot. But at the same time, you have way more talent on your side of the ball. University doesn't present a problem where I think that they're going to come back from a 20-point deficit.
Heads to the air. Lopez with the pursuit. Flushed out of the pocket, and that is complete, and that will be enough for a first down as Marroquin with the completion, and I'm going to say, is that their first down of the game?
Looks like the first down, and it looks like he fumbled on that, so they were lucky to retain possession.
You didn't think it was going to be without drama now.
Right, absolutely. And no flags.
So University's set to go. This chain gang's still getting reset.
Well, they're not used to moving when the team in white has the ball.
Epps and Los Alamitos got that one figured out. Lopez with the stop. or at least the first man in. Now, without a quick strike offense, you're going to be at 2:02 or less. So you'll be under 2 minutes by the time this ball is snapped. University's got to get things moving, which is why they're going to the air. And that is intercepted. James Stea, who has been out, one of their key injuries back in the game, he picks the ball. And so forcing it, University put it in a red shirt's hands.
And what I wanted to say, I was going to say in response to that is, yes, you don't want to try to be something that you're not and try to be a quick strike and turn the ball over, and that's exactly what they did. As it's just a three-step drop, he turns, he doesn't look, but he's throwing into two defenders. Good play and good concentration to get that interception.
Matt Locker had the pressure there on heads. So let's see if Cody Marshall can get this in the end zone. Rolling out, buying time, throws it long, and in and out of the hands and out of bounds, Josh Davis.
Well, he's got to recognize that's what you get when you have an inexperienced quarterback is you can't throw the ball when the receiver's open. You have to throw the ball on the break. And he just threw the ball a little bit too late. He's rolling out. He's got plenty of time, no pressure. Throw the ball on the break. Don't wait. That's one thing about a high school quarterback versus a college quarterback versus a pro quarterback. You'll notice in high school, for a quarterback to throw it, the receiver has to be wide open. Watch Sunday in the NFL. Quarterbacks throw the ball if there is no distance between the receiver and the defender.
1:45. And you didn't think we could run two plays together without a whistle.
No, I could have kept talking, Fritz.
Yeah, why didn't you?
Yeah, I could have kept talking in anticipation.
Shame on you.
Yeah, but you watch that on Sunday and you watch the NFL quarterbacks and you watch how little space they fit the ball in the NFL. And here, the quarterbacks wait until the guy is wide open before they throw the football.
Well, in credit to Cody Marshall, at the spring game, he was going to be your receiver and DB, and now he's the ball's on the ground there. Kevin Small with the carry. Cody Marshall had to take this playbook and literally in a matter of months internalize it. And, again, then the injuries.
Yeah.
We called Stea there with the interception. He's been out. Molina is out. The QB, Nick Wendell, has been out. The middle linebacker out last week, rolled the ankle during walkthroughs. I mean, what does that tell you?
Right.
So 3rd and 15. Cody Marshall, plenty of time, and then gets eaten up. Baker comes in, number 60. Keith Jones was talking about Jameel Maker playing both sides of the ball. And again, another turnover on the University side of the ball. Griffins can't convert.
And they couldn't capitalize on it.
Marshall, 2 of 7 for 14 yards, an interception in the second quarter. That compared to first quarter, 7 of 8, 91 yards, a passing touchdown, and rushing TD. The tale of two quarters.
Yeah.
That ball's going to go out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. 35 ticks on the clock. 20-0. So week 3, Coach Barnes 4 victories away from 300. And I agree with you. We haven't seen University with the playbook that's going to come back from 20 points down yet. Los Alamitos has not put this team away yet. And you can only look at games upcoming and think that's going to be an issue, especially Sunset League games.
When you get in the league, it's definitely going to be an issue.
Heads, pump fakes, down the middle, in and out of the hands intended for Justin White, and James Stea covering.
At this point, if I'm on the University sidelines down 20-0, I don't want to go down 27-0. I'm going to run the ball because I want to go back and regroup. On the drop here, it's a 3-receiver pattern. He's actually threw a nice ball. Not a very good break on it. But you don't want to turn the ball over, Fritz. They dodge the bullet by turning the ball over and not giving up any points. You kind of just want to not turn it over, get upfield, get into the locker room, and regroup.
And with that, they will take a knee. Los Alamitos will get the ball to start the second half. And as you had suggested, let's avoid the turnover and run the clock out.
Yeah, if the Griffins had 2 timeouts, obviously they wouldn't have done that. But with 1 timeout, they couldn't stop the clock if they downed it again. If the Griffins called a timeout.
What a tale of 2 quarters for Cody Marshall. 7 of 8 in the first quarter.
You know, it's a combination of he put some balls in a bad place, and that was the difference. But early in the first quarter, remember, it was quick strike. It was 1 fake, throw. It was sprint out, dump off. All of a sudden, we start getting in 1st and 15 and 2nd and 12 and that sort of thing. You kind of change up what you do. You don't run the ball like you really should be doing on this team, and it changes things up.
Well, you called it deep down here on the south end of the field where those penalties back to back to back, you said this could mess up his rhythm.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately, that's what happened.
Absolutely.
Thoughts about University before we throw to break? What do they need to do in the locker room to come out when they're going to start off on defense?
Well, what the coach has got to do is go in there and say, look, we've put you guys in a bad spots because we've turned the ball over, had you on your heels, and you've stood up and you've taken the blow. Now you've got to continue to do the same thing, but but offensively, I turn to the offense and say, but you've got to get the defense off the field. Defensively, all you can do with those guys is keep patting them on the back and say the fact that we're down 20-0 is really paying tribute to the defense because the defense has stood up a little bit. They've just been put in a bad spot. Everything has been played on Los Al on that side of the field.
Well, and with only 1 first down, not helping their defense at all.
Right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. 20-0 Los Alamitos on top of University. We are going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, exciting second half action, stats, and a lot more. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
Waiting in line. To wait in another line. To get a government form is really old hat. But you don't have to wait in line, because now the government is officially online. FirstGov.gov brings the federal government to your computer. In an instant, you can print out the same Social Security form you're waiting in line for. You can also get a passport application, buy surplus government property, you name it. With FirstGov.gov, it's easy and secure to get tax forms or even apply for student aid. It's the official web portal of the federal government.
Pinky, we're out of here. Come on, Pinky, I'll buy you a steak.
FirstGov.gov. The waiting is over.
Welcome back to the Vet. Fritz Pollard, Kevin Robinson, Keith Jones. High school football week number 3. Los Alamitos on top over University. However, it's not been pretty. Kevin, let's take a look at some stats.
Well, you know, Fritz, you mentioned that it hasn't been pretty. And on the Griffins standpoint, they've had 8 penalties in the half, and it seemed like all 8 of them were on 1 or 2 drives in the second quarter. And 5 of those penalties have been false start penalties, which will really put you in a bad spot. Neither team has converted on third down. So that tells you how sloppy it's been. University has 25 yards of total offense for the half. For Los Alamitos, Marshall is 10 for 17 passing, 121 yards, respectable stats. However, in the first quarter, he was 9 for 10 for 120. So he really went, he completed another pass for 1 yard in the second quarter, which isn't a really good stat. You don't want to finish up the half that way. Gordon has 8 receptions for 100 yards, and Ruffin is averaging 6.6 yards per carry. So, you know, though some of those stats stand out and look pretty good, when you look at the whole picture, wasn't a good half of football.
Well, and Los Alamitos is going to get the ball to start the third quarter, and Cody Marshall, I'm sure, will, with the halftime break, be looking to get back to how he performed in the first quarter, because it really was a tale of 2 different quarters.
Yes, it was. And, you know, like I said, we look back and we say, okay, he went 1 or 2 for 7, 1 yard. Like we talked about, totally got thrown out of rhythm. The offense lost continuity, and I think, and it's the whole team. You know, it's easy to point at the offensive squad or to point at the quarterback, because the quarterback is the leader out there in the field. But I think it's the whole team, including the coaching staff, that whole second quarter was a quarter that they'd all like to have back.
Well, and you called it down here deep. You said, I hope this isn't going to take Cody Marshall out of his rhythm, and it certainly did.
Well, the good thing about it is it was the second quarter. They can put it behind them and move into the next quarter. And you know, just because that was such a sloppy first half of football, I'd really be compelled as a coach. I'm going to keep my first teamers out there, and we're going to work on some things. Like I said, University, anything can happen out there on the football field when you're dealing with 14 to 18-year-old young men. But from a coaching standpoint, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to put another touchdown or 2 up on the board, and they're not going to be able to score 4 touchdowns on me. So I'm going to work on things, and I want to stay in the moment, but I'm working on things as we get further into the season.
Well, and you can bet Coach Barnes is going to want to work on some things. And for University, Coach Lee Lowe, Keith Jones said it to start the game, this is not necessarily a game that they're looking to come in and dominate anyone. This is to help set them up for their LA City section play. Last year, they went 3 of 8, didn't win a league game, and you know, they're playing a powerhouse tonight. And Los Alamitos could have put them away a number of times and hasn't yet. So a credit to the Wildcats and Lee Lowe's game plan to play a formidable opponent in pre-league.
Yes.
Hopefully setting you up for a different outcome than last year.
Yeah, you know, you definitely have to commend the University coaching staff for taking this type of game to stepping up and playing an Orange County traditional power out of the southern section, because it can do nothing but prepare them better when they get into league play in the Division II of the city section.
So back deep for Los Alamitos. On the far side is Ruffin, near side is Gordon. They'll stand on their 10-yard line. And for the Wildcats, Campos is going to kick it off from the 40-yard line. Low liner, that goes to Gordon on the fly. And Gordon going to come near side. Cuts it back inside. Nice return out to the 35-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Keith Jones.
Peanut Gallery. We're gonna go talk to one of our favorite seniors. What's your name, young man?
Joey Castro.
And Joey, how do you think we're doing tonight?
I think we're doing pretty great out here tonight. We're looking good. We're kicking University's butt. Lost out, baby. Class of 2012. Let's get it.
Now you have a shout for a couple of football buddies?
3 of my best friends. Daniel Alanoff, that's my friend. Derek Worthy, number 3, and Michael Hayden, number 99. You rule, guys. I love you.
Back to the action.
Well, there's a little bit of energy and enthusiasm up there as Ruffin runs into a pile of white shirts.
Yeah, we need to get some of those guys from the stands and get them out there to fire this team up.
So coming right back out of halftime break, Ruffin gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And clock underway. That'll bring up his 2nd down and 10. Ruffin there, the lone setback. Pastel, the near side receiver. Ruffin, find a little lane, get some blocking downfield, flag on the play, hold. We are being told from our spotter.
There's a penalty marker on the field. Holding. Call on the Griffins.
So it looks like this will be moving backwards for Los Alamitos. Yep, there it is, the hold.
Well, you go 15 back from the spot, replay the down. That's going to put him in that 2nd and long situation.
Kevin, you've coached before. You've got a problem with penalties. What do you do in practice to nip that in the bud? What would you do if this was your team and you were struggling this way with the penalties?
Well, like they say, repetition is the mother of learning, and so it's all about getting the guys to just stay mentally focused, because penalties, another bad snap and penalty, because this is a matter of focus. And that's all it is. And all you can do is continue to stress to the players that they have to remain focused. Holding penalties, clipping penalties, face mask penalties, sometimes those things happen. It's football, it's a physical sport. But the mental mistakes just have to stop.
And coming out of halftime, where you've got to believe that Coach Barnes let the Griffins know what he was thinking, and to be stumbling like this, really picking up where they left off. 10:46 left here in the 3rd. It's early. Gordon getting around the corner, white shirts. And again, University staying at home. Aguilar with the stop. And it's a country mile to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And that didn't fool anyone.
Yeah, it didn't fool anybody at all. One thing that I have noticed is just out on the field, and it's on both sides of the ball, just an overall lack of speed out there tonight.
Third down. Gordon, the man in motion. They give it to him. Breaking tackles, gets back to the original line of scrimmage plus a couple.
Gordon, the ball carrier. Montu on the stop. That'll bring up 4th down for the Griffins.
Manafu with the stop there. Number 21, senior. And so Los Alamitos with a quick 3 and out, throwing a penalty or two. And for University, they should get it in pretty good position, as Smith will drop back to the 30-yard line. Nice punt by the Griffins. Man, the punting has been sharp this year. Smith's going to let it go, and that gets inside the 15-yard line. So special teams doing the job tonight for the Griffins and pinning University deep. They thought they were going to get some good field position out of it.
Yeah, good punt. Now, going back to the penalties, what you want to do as an offensive unit is get together. Your senior leaders kind of have to step up right now and have to remind the guys that they really do have to go out there and focus. You go to just, especially against University right now, you just go to a first sound snap count. There's no need to go multiple snap counts. Go out there and just try and get that focus back and eliminate these penalties.
So mark it at the 13-yard line. Little adjustment here, I formation. Still give it to Epps, but he's got now a lead fullback, and Los Alamitos upends Epps, led by Dan Seishi.
Number 4, the ball carrier, Kevin M.
There we go. That was a good play where the defense really pursued to the football and came up, laid the hat on the ball carrier. And that's what you like to see. You've got to have your defense go out there and lead the way, and the guys have to have fire in their belly. That's one thing as a coach. You have to stress to your players, either you have that fire or you don't have that fire, and that's one thing you can't coach.
Well, last week against Charter Oaks, we gave a lot of credit to the Los Al defense. We figured they were on the field for about 30 to 35 minutes of that game. And on the other side, Charter Oaks had a young running back by the name of Vaughns that put up nearly 270 yards. And Los Al defense kept him to 22 points. Longest throw of the night, and that is almost picked off. Heads going downfield for Doug Brown. Samuel Cordelli with the coverage. Those receivers have just not been open all night long.
No, they're not. He's taking a shot every time they're going single receiver deep, and he's dropping back and launching it. Yeah, as you see there, coverage was really good. Had good inside position on the receiver. Receiver really had no shot at that ball.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Get away from the I formation with Epps, the single setback. And that's almost intercepted. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that was knocked down by Dan Seichi, dropping back into coverage. So some very risky balls being thrown there by heads.
You know, with the adjustments or lack thereof on the adjustments by the university coaches, you know, they came out, they opened up in an I formation, but you're still trying to run off tackle on a team that you're outmanned. And so though you want to stick with your game plan and do what you do best, but there's really, I don't see a method to their madness tonight in trying to move the ball up the field.
Luke Pastel will line up on his 46-yard line. Doug Brown puts it away. Los Alamitos with a strong rush. And again, for University, takes a bounce their way. That'll go inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Samuel Corderly was the man putting the pressure on Doug Brown.
You know, that's one thing Pastel is going to have to work on going into the remainder of the season is he's got to field the football, because he's giving up 15 yards every time he's letting it bounce. And so he's got to field the football. He's got to have, you know, when you have somebody back there returning it, no fear, and fair catch it if you have to, but field it.
8:03 left here in the 3rd quarter. Give to Ruffin. Ruffin going left side, and looks like he picks up about 5 as Brian Lee makes the stop.
Tackle by 25, Andrew James.
Nice pickup on 1st down. Mark that at nearly 7-yard pickup.
2nd down and 3, 45.
I'll tell you where Cody Marshall had the success is by keeping a faster pace.
Yeah.
Gordon around the far side, enough for the 1st down. Move the chains. Manufu
on the carry
with the stop.
That's a good deal. I like that. 2 carries, 12, 13 yards, and you move the sticks.
David Amanfu, 1st down for the Griffins. Ball at midfield.
Now remember, last year, and of course we got a lot of football to play, but this is a 56-0 game. Just keep that in perspective as we're getting into the 3rd quarter here. Ruffin, there's an opening. Hurdles a man and knocked down Ruffin. Nice gain, biggest of the night.
Number 27.
Big gain, north-south runner on that. You could see that he wanted, there was a hesitation in wanting to make a move, but he decided to make that hurdle and just head north-south, head to the goal line.
Mills with the stop. Might be one of the bigger gains on the ground of the night. So 1st and 10, ball on 25-yard line. A little quicker pace. Gordon with the call, and that'll be near a 1st down.
Marshall's pass complete to number 1, Deshaun Gordon.
Jones with the stop.
But you see the difference, like you said, pace picked up a little bit, and they can pick up the pace now because there are no penalties.
Right.
So they've gotten positive yards on every play on this series.
Mark the ball on the 14-yard line, and Ruffin taken down.
And there, okay, you get 1 or 2 yards. That's okay. That's just fine. You can still keep your pace. You can still get your play call in. You don't have to worry about negative yardage. Everything now that you go is 4-down territory, unless you want to work on your kicking game.
100 yards for Ruffin with 6:06 left here in the 3rd. Jackson with the stop on that last play. Trips on the near side. Throw it to Gordon. Gordon has to go up and get it. Gordon taken down. Jones comes up for the stop. And as you say, no penalties. So now that'll bring up a third down. Griffins can get a first down just inside the 5-yard line. Strye's been moving along. And the clock is moving along. Ruffin is your lone setback. They're going to go with the Gordon in motion. They give it to him. Finds a seam, helmet comes off. He will be near the 5-yard line. Jones again with the stop, number 9.
Yeah, it's going to be about a half yard short of the first down, so I'm sure the Griffins are going to go for it on this. Is it third or fourth down? Yeah, fourth down.
Brings up fourth down and 1.
Looks like Seichi to check in. Now Seichi's going to be the fullback. Lead blocker, Ruffin, and nice pursuit by University. Can't convert the 1-yard play as Franco comes up to make the stop, and Ruffin didn't seem to follow his fullback.
No, did not at all. There's a purpose for having a lead blocker there. You've got to be able to read. Vision is so important as a running back. But there again, let's give credit to University's defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these guys are hanging tough with the Griffins. They're really. They've just been in a bad spot. Like I said, they've played with their backs up against the goal.
Third
the whole
time they're backed up.
Yeah.
And Los Alamitos has not been able to convert.
If they can just get a little bit better production out of their offense, just give them a chance. They need a score.
Well, and I'll have to check it, but I think we're looking at still only 1 first down, and there's an example of why it's not worked. Justin White, the intended receiver, and that's a high percentage pass to hit.
And
he was wide open.
Wide open. That's a pitch and catch.
I'll tell you, not looking too far ahead, but University, they'll likely do okay this year in their league. I doubt it'll be another 0-5 season, although they do need to be able to get some offense going.
Right. Well, they've got a couple of teams in their league that are pretty good. Like you said, they're going to have to pick it up offensively because they've got some teams that can score in their league.
Going to the air, across the middle. That is complete. Johnson with the reception for a pickup of, looks like 4 they're marking it at. And actually, that might be one of the better receptions of the night.
And if you're just tuning in, that's got to tell you a little bit about the University's offensive production right now.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. And yet for only 1 third down being converted and playing deep in your own territory, and the ball's on the ground. So, and the flag.
And the flag. Well, the flag is going to be against University for their motion guy getting upfield soon, but it looks like the Griffins recovered that fumble.
Brand jumping on that ball. So it had all the makings of a nice story.
Yeah, you'll see motioning to the top of the screen, and he went upfield just to. It looks like the quarterback pulled his hands out way too early, wasn't focused there, and that ball is recovered by the Griffins. Now let's see. Normally we get a sudden change, throw it to the end zone. All right, let's pick up the energy level here, and the production level. More important.
Well, good part of this third quarter's in the books. We're into 4 minutes to go. Griffins came out, got the ball to start the second half, and haven't been able to do anything with it. Yet they've been in about this position to open the second half. Haven't been able to convert. So in the backfield is Small. They're going to go Gordon on the far side. And nice blocking there by Zanino. Zanino, the receiver, although we've seen some challenges with that flag's been thrown a couple of times on the far side with those receivers holding.
You know, just because of the pace and because of how they're calling the plays, it's just the body language of both teams. There's no sense of urgency, and I cannot emphasize enough, there's just not enough fire out there for a high school football game.
Cody Marshall in and out of the hands of Luke Pastel, almost like he's looking downfield before he caught the ball.
Very late hit by the University defender, number 42, on the quarterback, Rivas. He came in and gave Marshall a shot on the blind side well after releasing the ball. That was an easy play to call.
Well, and for University, I mean, you know, uncalled for.
Yeah.
And Los Al not being able to convert so far. I mean, you give at least your offense another shot at it. Now you've just moved them closer inside now, or mark it about the 5-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Ruffin is your running back. They give it. And mark that at a loss. Aguilar with the stop. A University player got in there and slowed Ruffin up. I have to tell you, University, not a bad tackling team. They stay square to the ball carrier, and we saw a lot of bad tackling in last week's game on both sides of the ball. University, not bad.
Yeah, they're definitely making the plays. They're not making it easy on the Griffins offense.
And Cody Marshall in for the touchdown, follows the left side, Alanoff and Redmond, and that surge enough to get Cody Marshall in the end zone. Hey, why hand it off when that's one of the University players on the other end of that left side?
Yeah, you don't see that too often. Quarterback sneak from the 5-yard line on second and goal.
Brian Lee is the man down. Coach Lowe walking out. Let's take another look at that. Coach Barnes just content to leave it in the QB's hand, and quite a surge.
You know, I almost, you get the impression that that Coach Barnes just said, you know what the heck? We're not able to move the ball. Let's just go with quarterback sneak. It scored for us early in the first quarter. Let's just go with it again and get it in the end zone.
Now they've got the Los Al staff. Nice sportsmanship presentation there. The Los Al training staff working on the down player. Bryant Lee is on the defensive line, one of their ends. Been calling his name tonight. Smaller squad for University.
Yeah.
And that'd be a big loss for them. Hopefully nothing serious.
Yeah. Well, he's up. That's a good sign. University High School out of West Los Angeles.
And walking off under his own power. And not terribly concerned about getting off the field in any kind of timeline.
No.
Like they're walking in a park. Hopefully we'll see Brian Lee back soon. Referee said turn.
I don't think you're going to see him.
There you see on the left hand. That's the white hat wondering, you guys about done?
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that he's able to walk off the field.
Yeah. Well, and he gave the defense a break.
Yeah. Yes, a break that they needed.
Mathis out of the hold of Cody Marshall. High snap, good control there by Marshall. Ball is up.
He missed that
and
to
that
the right.
is not good.
To the right. Well, the one thing that you get out of this is there are a lot of different things that you've got to work on, and at least it's clear some of the things that you have to work on. And remember, for the past couple of years, we were used to the kickers putting it in the end zone. We're used to when you're inside the 20, 25-yard line, hey, that field goal is almost a given, or the PAT at least is. But the kicking game, special teams, overall are some things you got to work on, and the penalties. And I really do think that they've got to shore up, even though 100 yards by one of the by Ruffin. They've got to shore up, I think, the physicality on that running game.
Well, and part of that might be due to Molina being out, Richie Molina, senior, 5'11", 200-pounder, out the first week.
Well, yes, definitely. Yeah, injuries play a big part. But you know what? At the same time, that's also part of football, and you have a big squad there. Your seconds and thirds have to be able to fill in and play like first when you're in this tough Sunset League.
Brandon Range on the far side, back deep for University, stands on his 5-yard line. And then also back there is Jones. And that's going to go to the up man, taking it to the 25-yard line and evading some tackling, moving a bit backwards. He'll now be inside the 30-yard line as Rays come in to make the stop. Jerry Rays, number 21.
Like I said, you've got to get upfield. You know, one of the things you teach young ball carriers, and I tell my nephew who plays Pop Warner football, is, you know, when you run to the sidelines, there's pennies. In order to make your money, you got to go to the goal line. You know, you got to run north-south. Dollars at the goal line, pennies at the sidelines. And so when you've got those young ball carriers, that's definitely what you've got to teach them.
Now, and they move that ball now out to the 31, so forward progress. Got over the 30-yard line, and actually decent field position for once. University finally not pinned deep inside their 15.
Let's see if they can get to the south side of the field.
Under 3 minutes to go. Heads, hits that pass, and it's been open. Second time, Justin White drops it. And let's go downstairs. Justin White looks like he might be hurt.
Turns out that number 55 for University suffered a bruise to the upper hamstring region. He seems to be fine right now. Not necessarily sure if they're going to put him back in the game or not, but he's healthy. He's okay, and he'll definitely play on next week.
Well, Keith, you might get now an update on number 10, Justin White, who dropped another ball.
Yeah, you know, of all the flags that the officials have thrown tonight for the procedure penalties, that's one that they missed. You know, that one they should have thrown because that was a late hit, and it was well after he dropped the ball.
Let's take a look at that.
Let's see, just runs the slant route. We've got another drop, and that's clearly a penalty that they missed. You hate to see that in football, especially when a player gets injured on that. But like I said, of all the times that they've thrown the flag during the night, you got to throw that flag to protect you know, someone who is out there as a receiver and who has no protection.
Seichi with the hit. So 2:55, second down, ball on the 31-yard line. And Dominic Heads looking to just get something positive to build on a first down would probably be the first step. Handoff, and will he get it across the first down or very close? Seichi with the stop. And that is number 3, Johnson, with the carry, and they move the sticks.
And they move the sticks. Now, you know, as broadcasters for the Los Alamitos Griffins, I don't feel guilty rooting for him to get that first down. I wanted him to get a first down because at some point remember, we're watching 17-year-old kids, and I want to see some people with a little bit of success with this game in hand, in my opinion, by the Griffins.
Interesting. Epps is out, and that is a give to the up man Range, or is that Smith? Smith checks in. So number 4, Epps, who had all the rushing yardage, 235 yards coming into tonight's game with 26 carries. He is out. And, of course, you can't say that there was a lot of production on the ground. Yeah, he had 7 yards on the night and yet had all of the yards. So maybe some of those halftime adjustments has Coach Lee Lowe looking for a new combination.
Yeah, well, Epps number 5 is, or let's see here.
Number 4.
Number 4. Yeah, there are a few adjustments that they've made. Now let's see if they can make those adjustments to get past midfield.
Carter, the lone setback. Loss of 1 on that last play brings up 2nd down and 11. And they go to the other side and ball's in and out. Now the question is, did he have possession? Marroquin, looks like they will say that he did not. Boy, that little down and in has been open all night. The receiver's just not hanging on to it.
Just not hanging on to the ball, not helping the quarterback at all.
So quickly a 3rd and 11. And this is likely not 3rd down territory. Now, coming off the field is Doug Brown, who is their punter. He was escorted off by the referee. Let's take another look at that. Nice play there, no possession.
They just cannot hold on to the football.
And that was a little tall for about a 7-yard pass.
Yeah.
So down at 133. And needless to say, this is an important drive for University. Not that they're going to come back and win this thing yet, for their own confidence.
Right.
And their second first down of the game. It'd be nice to at least convert 8 yards, gets them across the midfield stripe. Los Alamitos bringing everything, and the ball on the ground. Appeared to be forward arm movement there. Matt Locker with the pressure.
Locker was very fast off that end, and the offensive tackle had no shot. He was so fast off the ball that the quarterback was just in a bad spot.
So Luke Pastel, who has had more punt activity than probably he's had in the first 2 weeks combined. And as you say, Kevin, it'd be interesting. What do you work on here? Well, you work on not letting the ball hit the turf and not give up that extra 15 yards. Los Alamitos going to take a timeout.
Yeah, that's probably a personnel move. Usually when you have it at this point of the game, it's usually a personnel move, somebody that you don't have out there that should be. But they really do have to, they've had a lot of opportunities to run back these kicks. A few of them have been shanked, but now you just have to tell them, hey, field the ball, even if you have to get there 30 yards down the field.
Let's go down to Keith Jones.
A lot of frustration right now, as you can imagine, on the University sidelines on that call. Obviously, that call is there to protect the quarterback when they think that there's no forward progress. But from where we were standing, it clearly looked like a fumble, and like number 6 had a chance to go right into the end zone. So a call designed to protect the quarterback has really just added to their frustration this evening.
Thank you, Keith Jones. Minute 28 left here in the 3rd quarter. And Pastel giving quite a bit of distance to this punt, and looks like well positioned, fair catch, and we'll take it at the 22. Not a bad leg on number 7 for University, Doug Brown. So Griffin's come back out with a minute 21 left here in the 3rd quarter, week 3. Trying to shake off that loss to Charter Oaks last week. Linwood, the next opponent. Ball on the 23-yard line. Pass is complete. Far side, that goes to A.J. Zanino, and tackled by Mills. Now, that pace that Marshall was working with on the last series seemed to really help keep things in rhythm, and he seems like he's back to that pace. To the air, downfield, and almost Deshaun Gordon, the intended receiver,
that's just an inexperienced quarterback not taking a good pre-snap read and looking the receiver all the way down the field. He had no shot at that because he obviously didn't make a very good pre-snap read and didn't see the man right in coverage.
Leo Franco was that man. In and out of the hands. That would have been a big turnover, and dumps it off. That is complete. A.J. Zanino back to the action here, and nice pickup after the near interception.
Yeah, good play coming over the middle.
Jones with the stop, so that moves the chains and gets the ball out to about the 48-yard line.
First down for the Griffins.
And Ruffin is your lone running back. Likely be the last play before quarter break. Going all the way down, Luke Pastel, and that is complete.
Good play.
At the 15-yard line, Cody Marshall lays it right in there. Justin Thompson, the defender. Nice concentration by Pastel to look that ball in.
That's a good catch, but once again, Marshall put it exactly where it had to be, where it's only your receiver's going to catch the ball. There's no opportunity or no chance of an interception, so he put that ball in a good spot. The university sidelines, the university defenders, no ball calls at all because he made no play on the ball.
28 seconds left. Gordon bouncing it outside and in for a touchdown, and now you can just feel that faster pace keeping University off balance, and probably doesn't hurt that this defense has been on the field a good chunk of this third quarter. Of course, they've been on the field a good chunk of the whole game. It's starting to show. You're seeing the injuries starting to take their toll.
Nice seal blocks out there, but a good once he made the decision to cut and go, once Gordon made the decision, I'm going to get to the goal line, he planted, went north-south into the end zone. Very good run. Very good blocking, but a good hard run by Gordon.
So Mathis looking to tack on the extra point out of the hold of Cody Marshall. Snap back, ball down, and that is good. You know, I saw in the replay there, number 11, the cornerback, Leo Franco, and he was the one that had that ball in and out of his hands. That turnover there, one of the first times it'd be on the Los Al side of the gridiron, and missed opportunity. So Los Alamitos starting to pull away. 5 plays, 78 yards, and a touchdown. The best drive of the night for Cody Marshall.
Here's the thing: we're at getting into the third quarter, up 33-0, and like I said, just the continuity of the game. Well, it's changed back in this quarter. That second quarter is a quarter that you never want to see or hear about again, really. But it's 33-0, and University probably doesn't have 50 yards of total offense, and so that defense for the Griffins is really standing up. You know, the University's had a lot of drops and a lot of miscues, but the Griffins defense, they're pitching a shutout.
And 2 first downs.
Right.
They've held the University to 2 first downs. So again, and let's give some credit to Los Al last week. They kept the Griffins in the game, and offense just couldn't convert. So Los Alamitos defensively doing what they need to do. Jones back deep on the near side, and on the far side, which is where it's going to go to, is Smith. Smith will take it at about the 10-yard line, moving backwards. You tackle around the 19. Blake Johnson with the stop.
Well, we've got 2 scores in this quarter. Like I said, the whole thing, though, they went through the quarter. I believe the Griffins had a penalty early, first or second, in that first series, first or second play. They've had a couple of penalties, but a couple of penalties is a heck of a lot better, and let me knock on wood, than what they did in the second quarter. And when you're able to do that, keep the defense on their heels, you're able to put some points on the board.
So ball marked on the 20-yard line. Heads. under center and ball on the ground. Criminy sakes, nothing going their way. Mills was the running back, and again, a new guy in the backfield. We haven't seen Epps. I see him now on the sideline. He was the stud after week 2 with 235 yards. We haven't seen him in the second half.
Right. You know, the university team is just overmatched. You know, in one sense, you credit the coach for stepping up in competition and playing a preseason schedule that's really formidable. At the same time, the kids, because of a lot of the miscues offensively, they just don't look prepared offensively.
Well, that's going to wrap up the third quarter. Los Alamitos 33-0 over University. We'll be right back.
Worthington Lissac Insurance Services has been serving your area for over 20 years. Our friendly staff will work with you to come up with a policy that works best for you. We work with Mercury, Safeco, Progressive, Fireman's Fund, and the Hartford. We offer coverage for auto and home insurance for homeowners, condos, and renters. We also offer commercial and business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, and more. Call Worthington Lissac Insurance Services at 562-795-5744.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter, just moments away from unfolding. Just some stats. University, 11 total yards in the third quarter, 36 overall. So credit to Los Al's defense for holding them, and the offense starting to get into the flow of the game. Most of their scoring taking place late here in the third quarter after even a slow start early in the third quarter for the Griffin offense. Defense keeping them in this game. Heads. Nice running play there. Ball out to Carter. Handed off to Carter, I should say. Carter Lee with the stop.
Yeah, that's had to have been their best gain via the rush.
Yeah, 9-yard pickup. So certainly one of their better offensive plays.
You know, it's really because of the huge, in my opinion, the huge discrepancy in talent. It's really hard to gauge the game just simply because of how sloppily it's been played offensively for both teams.
Carter, your lone setback. Fullback is in. They give it to Carter. Johnson is your fullback. Matt Locker comes up to make the stop. And that's enough for a first down. So we're building on some positive momentum here. That's the third one of the evening.
Plays good for a first down for the Wildcats.
And just squeaks past the 30-yard line. So to the line, this junior, Dominic Heads, going to stick with that I formation. Johnson is the fullback, going to pass, buys a little bit of time, throws it into a crowd, and the ball is knocked down. Marroquin was the intended receiver, threw into double coverage there. Luke Pastel, Sammy Corley in the neighborhood. And I'll tell you, Los Alamitos has had their shot at a handful of picks.
Yes, they have. Just haven't been able to hold on to the ball. Same thing with Heads. The young quarterback dropping back, looking right at the receiver the whole way, throwing into double coverage.
Coach Lee Lowe not happy with his junior QB. Sticking with that fullback running back combination. Give it to Carter. Carter gets outside. Los Alamitos having nothing of it. Jeremy Terry with the stop.
Carter the ball carrier.
Pickup of 2.
Tackled by 57, Trevor Ibarra.
Or a long 1. Clock stays on its way, 10:05.
Third down and 8.
Mark it at 3rd and 8. Probably one of the more productive series so far with the first down.
Yeah. That's a lateral.
Pass out. Will he have enough to get outside? Los Alamitos too fast. Johnson with the reception.
Yeah.
And Griffin's closing in.
Yeah, definitely not. That play was just a lateral bubble screen, not meant to come back across the field. Just a young man trying to make things happen.
Loss of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 4th down. And Luke Pastel will get another shot at refining his punt reception skills. He'll stand on the 41 of the Griffins. Calls for the fair catch.
There you go. Good
Takes
job.
it at the 49. So let's take a look ahead as we have an opportunity here in the change of possession and look at next week. It'll be Linwood for Los Alamitos. And then the last game of the pre-league schedule will be Franklin of LA. That'll be the week 5 game. Handoff, Ruffin finding nothing inside and will be stopped short of the original line of scrimmage.
The ball carrier.
Correction, I'm talking about University. So they will face Gardena and Franklin before they start league play. And for Los Alamitos, they'll be facing off against Linwood.
And Damien High School out of Laverne
will be their week 5 opponent.
Yeah.
And then the excitement starts. Sunset League play, they'll open up with Marina. That will be their homecoming. Marshall screen pass and cut down quickly as A.J. Zanino is tackled by Mills. Let's go downstairs to Keith Jones.
One of our brand new staff members at Los Al High is our brand new band director, Mr. Tom Pluckett. How are you, Tom?
I'm great. We're winning. It's a good day.
It's a good day. Now, where did you come from before you got to Los Al?
Before that at Damien High School. Excited to be here.
Now, I know that Los Al sometimes considers modern day a potential rival. Is there a rivalry among the bands?
Not so much. This band is their program at this.
Great. And what's it like when you come into a brand new program? What kind of adjustments do you need to make?
It's funny. Sometimes there's lots of adjustments you have to make, but with this program and with these kids and with this faculty, still going in there. We've got a great band this year.
Great. And besides playing here at the games, what are some of the other activities that the band participates in?
We've been working hard all summer. We're getting ready for our competition season, which starts in October. And we run the weeks of October 20th all the way through Thanksgiving. And we'll finish up with championships in Fresno.
Hey, good luck to you, and we look forward to seeing you out here at the games.
And thank you for that, Keith Jones. And Deshaun Gordon with the touchdown, and Ruffin with the play prior to that. Nice move.
Nice 43-yard run. Putting more points up on the board. Just coming around on the sweep and had a wide open lane. Wide open lane once he avoided that first tackle. Fritz, I think you and I could have run. We'd probably just now be getting to the goal line, but we could have run through that hole. That's a great hole by the line.
Mathis comes in to attempt the extra point. Good hold, and that is good. So for Gordon, over 100 yards receiving and 100 yards rushing, thanks to our stat man for getting us that information. So Los Alamitos broadening the gap here, now 40-0, and a game that came out of halftime 20-0. And Los Alamitos starting to roll. So they'll look at Linwood next week, followed by Damien. They'll open up Sunset League play, taking on Marina. That will be the homecoming game. Then the biggest test of the season, taking on Edison, and Edison currently at 2-0 with their big game tomorrow night. Then Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach, and as we've said for years, Sunset League, one of the toughest leagues historically, and that rivalry that has been brewing for years, Edison and Los Al, one that will be no short of its billing.
Yeah, you know, there are no gimmies anymore in the league. There's just a lot of parity in the league. Though I think Edison is head and shoulders above Los Alamitos in talent, I think that they have been the last couple of years, and they still haven't been able to score very many touchdowns on the Griffins.
Jones takes the ball at the 5-yard line. Great Griffin pursuit, and he will be pushed back. Leading the charge there is Henry Williams. And I left off Newport Harbor, and I'll never forget 4 or 5 years ago, Kevin, we were leaving Gar High School. It was one of the first times that Newport Harbor was squaring off against Los Al, and we really didn't know a lot about them.
Right.
I mean, you knew about them from your coaching here in Orange County, and you said, watch out for these guys. Well coached, good team, and I don't believe the Griffins have been able to pull off a victory. They're just a tough team when they take on the Griffins, regardless of their record, and that will be the last game of the season.
Yeah, I think one time is, if I may be corrected, that they have put a beat into Newport Harbor. But the one thing about them is they hit the weight room. they're very well coached, and they hit the weight room.
Heads with a nice carry. Porter Lee with the stop. Heads gets out over the 30-yard line. Let's take a look for those of you who may not know. When you take a look at a team that's traveled like University has, they play, so far this year they've played Locke and Panorama. Will square off next week, Gardena and Franklin, as we said. And then when they get into league play, it's Fairfax, Westchester, Venice, Hamilton, and Palisades. Heads, nice ball thrown downfield, open man, and that is in and out of the hands. Nice hit, and the receiver is down. Franco, Justin White was the intended receiver, in and out of his hands, yet all night long. In fact, we've seen Justin White bobble a few. That would have been a nice pickup for University. Well thrown ball.
Yeah, blown coverage, it looked like on the high side. It looked like safety over the top, and somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be, but that's a ball that definitely needs to be caught. You know, when you get hit and you drop the ball, you're in a lot more pain when you drop it than when you catch it, let me tell you.
Take a look at this again.
Yeah, free release off the ball. Didn't get any type of a jam, and that's just a ball that was a little underthrown, but it should have been an easier catch. But it was a good hit put on by the defender.
2nd down and 10. Ball over the head, snapped again. Carter Wisely falls on it.
Fumble on the play, recovered by number 6.
And University shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, those are just things that you just have to shore up as a coach, and you really don't like to see that from a Los Alamitos standpoint. You know, even as a coach on the opposing side, you don't like to see that. The game is well in hand, and you just want the kids to have something positive. Now, defensive coaches, and I'm sure Coach Barnes, you still want a shutout, and you want your players to have that success, but you just don't like to see that type of play on the other side.
So mark it on the 15-yard line. Got to get out to the 32 for just back to the initial line of scrimmage. And that ball looked like it may have popped out. Got to get out to the 42 for a first down.
Yep, that was a fumble on the play. On the handoff, looks like the running back didn't take that in proper position and just put it on the ground.
So not a great series for University.
No, and you know, like I said, this is a game that easily could have turned into a 70-0 game. Easily, it could be there.
Well, for University last year, finished 0-5. They were in the cellar. 5-0 was Venice. Westchester ended up at 3-2. Fairfax at 3-2. Hamilton 2-3. Palisades 2-3. And University just could not find a victory in the Los Angeles City section. So hopefully scheduling a team like Los Alamitos, as Pastel fair catches that at about the 37-yard line. Hopefully, taking on a team like Los Al, you're going to get yourself set up for the city section play. And you know, there's some bright spots there. I mean, you held Los Al to 20 points in the first half.
Yeah, you know, they're going to have a tough time. You know, those top 3 teams that you named in their league, Venice, Westchester, and Fairfax. Venice has always had good quarterback play, puts a lot of points on the board, lots of good athletes at both Westchester and Fairfax. Hopefully they'll get good defensive play like they had for a good portion of the game tonight.
Dickie Brown, the JV quarterback, checks in, so we're going to be calling some new names. And welcome to varsity play as Ramirez gets dinged pretty good, but hangs on to the ball and positive yards.
Yeah, that was a good hit by the defender. But, you know, you come out there, you make the hit. Not only do you act like you've done it before, act like you're going to do it again.
Well, and he does it again. He just goes the other side, will be out to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, he's just got to learn to wrap up. He's just going out there now, and he's just being a pinball. He's just got to learn to wrap up. And like I said, be happy when you make the play. You know, he went through a little bit of the antics on the sideline, but when you're down 40-0, it doesn't look too good.
And we've seen that before. Oh, that timeout University.
You know, University comes out of the league. You mentioned Hamilton High School out of Los Angeles. Famous quarterback out of Hamilton High School, Warren Moon, played football at Hamilton High School.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one out of the past in the 70s.
So for University, this is going to be a long bus ride home. And yet, with 1:46 left and some of the JV guys getting a start, they've at least for the moment knocked 16 points off the deficit from last year.
Yeah, don't speak too soon because it can happen in 2 plays.
Ramirez with the give. Handoff taken down by Herrera. Mark it even at a loss. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. Dickie Brown, Ramirez, positive yards. Was out watching a JV game a couple weeks ago and got to see Taylor Ramirez and Dickie Brown putting on a show.
Well, it's good to see those guys get under the lights here at the Vet.
Good ball protection there by Ramirez. Aguilar with the stop. And now it's 36 seconds. And we have no quarterback. I got a plan. Give it to number 39 again.
Let's see how that works.
Looks like a little face mask there, but no one's calling that.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Singh with the stop. And clock will wind down in the change of possession. And week number 3 will be in the books. So another shutout for Los Alamitos as they take on University. Again, 16-point differential. University shaved off of last year's deficit, so a credit to them. Los Alamitos goes now to 2-1. And for University, they drop to 1-2 with the loss tonight. Kevin, your thoughts?
You know, there's at 40-0 from a coaching standpoint, how can you be unhappy? There's a lot of things though that the Griffins need to Griffins need to work on. But at 40-0, you really praise the defense, and then you praise the guys who put up those points on offense. That's 40 points on both sides of the ball. for the most part, they really played well. They just have to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Well, if you take just the penalties away, as you see Coach Barnes, that changes the dynamic of the game and that tempo that those penalties just completely take away.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We're going to be right back with some final game interviews and discussions, stats, and a lot more here in week number 3. We'll be right back.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
Waiting in line. To wait in another line. To get a government form is really old hat. But you don't have to wait in line, because now the government is officially online. FirstGov.gov brings the federal government to your computer. In an instant, you can print out the same Social Security form you're waiting in line for. You can also get a passport application, buy surplus government property, you name it. With FirstGov.gov, it's easy and secure to get tax forms or even apply for student aid. It's the official web portal of the federal government.
Pinky, we're out of here. Come on, Pinky, I'll buy you a steak.
FirstGov.gov. The waiting is over.
Welcome back to the Vet. Let's go downstairs to Keith Jones.
Game. They don't care. Are we on? Is it us? Are we here? Yes, we're here. We're right here with Mr. Cody Marshall after a great university win. Now, before we talk about tonight, Cody, a little bit about how LAHS felt last week.
It was tough, but our coaches did a great job of getting us ready for this week and getting us ready for the rest of the season.
Blah, blah, blah this week. I'm talking about at the end of the game last week, how are you feeling?
I was pretty pissed.
And how do you feel now, baby?
Feel great.
That's right. That's right. Fantastic performance tonight. What do you think was the difference in terms of what you were concentrating on this week?
We just came out with a lot more confidence. Coaches did a great job, giving us a good game plan, and we executed very well tonight.
Okay, I agree. Now, got to ask you, usually when you talk about football team matchups, they like to compare the quarterbacks who don't ever play against each other. However, you are not only a quarterback, but you're also a linebacker. Tell me the difference between the mentality you need when you're the hunter versus the hunted.
Well, just being quarterback, kind of have to relax a little bit, and linebacker, kind of have to just go after him. And I don't know, it's a little different, but I just have to relax more.
Okay, well, I like that. Now, one more thing, and I don't mean to embarrass you, Cody, but some might say that he is the Justin Bieber of high school football. It's not going to be tough to get a date for prom. Great game, Cody.
We lost control of that interview. Leave it to Keith. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Cody did on the field, let alone the prom. 16 of 25, 192 yards, a touchdown, 1 interception, 2 rushing TDs. Not bad on the evening. Gordon, 10 receptions, 112 yards, 8 carries for 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ruffin, 18 carries, 111 yards. The downside, and we've already talked a lot about it, 10 penalties, 6 of them false starts. I'm going to go out and say unacceptable on the Coach Barnes team as long as I've known him. Held University to 35 total yards of offense, which a credit, second week in a row. I'm even going to give Los Al defense credit. in their loss last week. They shut down a very it didn't shut them down, 270 yards last week, and yet only gave up 22 points. So a good job to the Griffin defense. University Heads was 4 of 17 for 18 yards and INT. Epps, which we really didn't see much in the second half, 10 carries for 7 yards. That is, again, a credit to that defense for Los Al.
Absolutely. To follow up on that, 40 points on offense, shutout on defense. The opposing team didn't get 50 yards. You had 2 guys rush for over 100. You had a receiver over 100, which happened to be one of the guys that rushed for it. You had a quarterback that was 17 for 25. You look at it and you say, hey, what do I have as a coach to complain about? Well, as a coach, one thing that you're trying to do is get better every week. And if they eliminate the mental mistakes, the mistakes of aggression, not a big deal. Mental mistakes they erase, they're going to go into the league in good shape.
Well, and only allowed 3 first downs. Not too bad for the defense.
Yes, great for the defense.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our spotter tonight who did a great job, Nick Iacono, and his brother on stats, which allowed us to have all the great information. Mike Iacono doing a great job. Thank you, guys. Also want to thank Kirk Stevens, our producer-director down in the truck. He doesn't get the attention and accolades that he deserves, so thank you, Kirk. And downstairs, Keith Jones, who has some interesting interviews at times.
The man, the myth.
We are working on prom dates here to end week 3. Appreciate that. Kevin Robinson, always good having you upstairs. My name is Fritz Pollard. That's going to wrap up week 3. Los Alamitos 40-0 over University. They will go to 2-1 in pre-league play. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching exciting high school sports here on Los Alamitos Television, and we'll see you next week. Good night from the vet.
Good night, everyone.